The war in Ukraine continues with full intensity. June 23, 2026. Lyman direction has become a testing ground. Russian command keeps probing for any weakness in Ukrainian defenses, leaning on dense forest cover to mask their approach. Ukraine's SIGNUM battalion stays on permanent alert here, watching every patch of green for movement. Soldiers attempting to push through, hiding in the trees, trying to stay out of sight, all tracked, all targeted, and stopped before they ever gain ground. This is what holding a key position actually looks like, hour after hour. Hiding in the rubble, trying to stay out of sight. An FPV drone is already closing in fast, locked on. All he has left to throw is his radio. It does nothing. The drone reaches him and strikes. Southern Pokrovsk direction. A Russian soldier spotted walking alone. Ukraine's Magyar's birds sends an FPV drone after him. Looking closely, he's well equipped, better gear than most seen on this front. But none of that matters here. As the drone closes in, he opens fire, shot after shot. None of them connect. Standard automatic weapons simply aren't built to hit a fast-moving target like this. The drone reaches him anyway. Standing motionless under a tree, thinking it's enough to stay hidden. It isn't. As the drone strikes, he panics and tries to kick it away. That's the last thing he does. An older Russian soldier, possibly one of the most striking sights captured on this front. Completely alone, no weapon, no apparent destination. Wandering aimlessly with no sense of direction. He has no idea drones have been tracking him this whole time. After a while, he moves into a wooded area. Moments later, ammunition is dropped directly onto his position. One drone, one soldier. He circles around a destroyed building, trying to put distance between himself and what's chasing him. But he's not faster than the drone, and he can't keep this up forever. After the chase, the drone finally catches up. Detonation. Another soldier running from a drone behind him. He dives into the bushes just as it strikes, and somehow survives the blast, getting back up to keep running. The drones don't let up. A second one is already on him. Having survived an earlier strike, a second FPV drone is now sent after him. Ukraine's Magyar's birds operator is experienced enough to think like the soldier himself, predicting exactly where someone would try to hide in this terrain. Convinced he's somewhere in the ruins, the drone moves in carefully, slowly. As it reaches the entrance, the soldier is spotted hiding right at the doorway. The drone strikes immediately. A massive explosion follows. Taking a break under the trees, trying to escape the midday heat. No idea, an FPV drone is already closing in fast. He doesn't notice it until the very last moment. By then, it's already too late. The high explosive drone reaches him and detonates. Southern Donetsk. A Russian BMP armored vehicle spotted approaching Ukrainian defensive positions. The response is immediate. Strike after strike from drones until the vehicle can no longer move. No one gets out. It starts burning, smoke pouring out. A few minutes later, a massive explosion follows, likely the ammunition inside detonating from the fire. Another failed assault, ending before it ever reached its objective. More footage from night vision drones. Soldiers who believe moving under cover of darkness is safer. They're wrong again. Pressure after pressure after pressure. There's no relief on this front, whether it's day or night. Whatever time Russian soldiers choose to move, the result stays the same. Entering what looks like a farm, trying to hide under the trees there. It doesn't work. He's spotted anyway, and there's no chance to run. Ukrainian MiG-29 pilots striking Russian positions. Personnel and ammunition hit in the same operation. This time, using Ukrainian-made bombs. A domestic weapon doing exactly what it was built for. Ukraine's Ronin, Ivan Franko group, and SIGNUM working together. A coordinated blockade stretching from Lyman to Zaporizhzhia. No soldier, no vehicle, no supply run getting through unnoticed. Systematic, planned, relentless. And Russia still hasn't found a way to protect these convoys. The result is a front line where soldiers are increasingly cut off, more isolated with every supply truck that doesn't make it through. A Soviet flag supporter climbing to the very top of a pine tree to plant it. The branch couldn't hold his weight. He loses his balance and falls. Footage from inside a Russian dugout. A Ukrainian drone drops thermite at the entrance, a compound that burns through metal and can't be put out with water, filling the shelter with smoke. What you keep seeing across this entire video is the same story, repeated with different soldiers each time. No real strategy against the drones above. The same desperate moves, standing still, running without direction, trying to hide in spots that offer no real cover. Wandering with no clear purpose, no coordination, no backup. Whatever training these soldiers received, none of it seems built for this kind of warfare. The drones keep finding them anyway, regardless of what they try. Russia keeps treating the so-called land corridor to Crimea in the Zaporizhzhia direction like a safe route. Regular supply runs, vehicles moving without much caution. Ukraine's Active Operations Department drones see it differently. What you're watching is a series of these supply runs, each one ending early. Trucks meant to reach Crimea, intercepted before they get anywhere close. This corridor that Russia depends on for moving equipment and supplies south. It isn't the secure route they think it is. Every convoy sent through here is a gamble, and lately, the odds aren't in their favor. A Russian Type 63 multiple rocket launcher, reduced to charred scrap metal. Ukraine's 68th Airmobile Brigade with another precise strike. One more system Russia relied on for shelling Ukrainian positions, now gone. Another compilation from Ukraine's Omega Special Unit. FPV operators using Odin interceptor drones to take down Russian Molniya II strike drones. Drone-on-drone combat happening in the sky above this front constantly. Each interceptor closing the gap, matching speed, and finishing the job before the Molniya ever reaches a Ukrainian position. This is a side of the war that rarely gets attention, but it's happening every single day, just like everything on the ground. Ukraine's 161st Mechanized Brigade dropping anti-tank mines, bombs, and shells directly onto Russian positions, all delivered by drone. Why drop mines instead of just explosives? A mine left behind doesn't just damage what it hits immediately. It stays active, turning the position into a hazard for anyone who tries to move through it later. Combined with direct bomb and shell strikes, this isn't just an attack on the position itself. It's making sure nothing can safely operate there afterward. Sloviansk direction. Ukraine's 81st Airborne Brigade clearing out Russian equipment piece by piece. Russia keeps trying to bring vehicles forward, hide weapon systems, even drag away equipment already disabled from failed assaults. In this unit's sector, every attempt ends the same way. 2 Russian tanks destroyed, an ammunition depot gone. Whatever Russia tries to recover or reposition here, it doesn't make it out. Ukraine's Vartovi heavy bombing drones delivering another payload to the Russian-held position. The strike is direct, efficient, and final. What you're watching is a clearing operation. Drone-delivered munitions doing in seconds what would otherwise take an entire ground assault to accomplish. The night of June 23rd in Crimea was explosive. Ukraine's unmanned systems forces hit over 60 targets in a single operation using medium-range drones alone. 3 Orion strike drones, heavy platforms capable of carrying guided bombs and small cruise missiles, destroyed in Kerch. 4 separate air defense systems taken out, a Panzer S-1, an S-300 launcher, a Nebo-U radar, and a Zu-23 anti-aircraft gun. An oil depot at a power plant in Kerch, a power substation, a gas distribution station supplying Simferopol, even a training ground used to teach Russian drone pilots, destroyed in Donetsk region. Fuel tankers and logistics convoys hit across 5 different regions simultaneously. This wasn't a single strike on a single target. This was an entire night spent dismantling Crimea's air defense, energy grid, and supply network at the same time. What you just watched is happening every single day. Soldiers caught in the open, hiding under trees, running through bushes with nowhere left to go. As of today, June 23rd, Russia's total combat losses have reached approximately 1,394,530 personnel, nearly 1,390 in the last 24 hours alone. Overnight, Ukraine struck a railway bridge across the North Crimean Canal, along with fuel facilities and military infrastructure scattered across occupied Crimea. Another coordinated operation isolating the peninsula piece by piece. Ukraine's defense forces have now hit over 800,000 enemy targets with drones since the start of this year alone. Russia still controls roughly 19% of Ukrainian territory, but holding ground and supplying it are 2 very different problems now. Russia keeps sending men and equipment forward. Ukraine keeps finding them. On the ground, in the woods, on the road, and now deep inside occupied territory itself. The front hasn't broken, but everything feeding it keeps burning. Drop a comment. How much longer can Russia keep this up?